Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's inspiration for this video actually comes from my garden, from my little garden that I have in my house. It's one of my favorite spots and I love it. And it's been raining here in Mumbai on and off. I live in Mumbai, India. And the other day I realized that few of my plants have actually died off, and honestly I was very upset about it. I was heartbroken. After all, I nurtured and nourished my plants, and to see them die is not a very good sight. But then when I reflected upon this, I realized, isn't this the same in all other aspects of our lives? When something that we love, and when it's time to say goodbye, when it's time to see that it's about to end, I think it's one of the most painful situations to be in, be it a end of a relationship, a job, a hobby, or anything that you've nurtured and you love. So I decided that why not make a video about it, and maybe to let you guys know how can we actually observe and learn through the nature around us. And gardens immediately and vividly get us in touch with the law of nature and the cycles of nature, and teaching us lessons about how beautiful, messy and wild the law of nature is. So what is this life-death life cycle all about? What does this really mean? It simply means that after death, there'll be more life. Death is actually an incubating force. There are always new beginnings. Once anything in your life dies, be it a relationship, a marriage, a job, anything that dies will always have fresh and new beginnings, even if you want it or you don't want it, even if you resist it or you don't resist it. That's what nature's cycle is all about. Like how Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, she says that the best way to get in touch and understand the death life cycle is to have a garden in your house. It could be a psychic one or it could be the one in your house, and let it have all of the mud, dirt, green, and everything that will help us assail. A garden is a concrete connection with life and death cycle. Whatever can happen to a garden can actually happen to us all. Too little water, too much water, too little sunlight, a lot of sunlight, bugs, heat, dying back, coming back, boon, healing, everything. There's everything that you see in your garden can happen to you. It happens to us, in fact, all the time. That is what this garden represents in our life. I call this spirit garden. We resist endings. We stay in relationships that are toxic just because they're familiar, even when it means that being in it will cause you suffering and misery. But beginnings can also be very exciting. Beginnings are full of excitement, fresh and new opportunities. But greetings also mean leaving behind what has been familiar for you all of your life, all of the time. It can be a very painful process to let go, to accept change. But when you find yourself in middle of something, when you see it dying, I think it's better to let it die and see it and observe it and leave it, because there will be new life which will be born out of it, because that's the law of nature. To be in touch with this death life cycle means to dance in life, to dance in death, and then to dance back in life. Death life cycle also teaches us to have sensitivity, to decide what should live in our life, what should die, what should be woven back, and what should be discarded. During the life of the garden, we see signs of both life-giving and life-taking. We see that nature knows when it's time to bloom and when it's time to die again. we also understand that we have the ability to infuse and strengthen life, but we should also stay away and not interfere with what is dying already. What we do to a garden is also what we do to our soul. We plant, we pull, we sow, we moisten, we support, we harvest. Everything what a garden needs is what we need too. The truth is that life cycle is often misunderstood. We run away from it, we think we can outrun it, but the truth is that we cannot, because it always follows. We think that if we admit the death aspect of the life cycle, we will never be happy again. What we don't realize is that death is a teacher. Death is a friend. As I said, that it's always incubating new life. It's helping with new beginnings. Yet, when we are running away from this aspect, we don't realize that love in its fullest potential is actually a series of deaths and rebirths, sometimes in the same relationship. If you see closely, we are always letting go of one aspect of a relationship or our lover and entering the next. We end things quickly and anxious to move to another mountain, so we cut and run. Have you ever watched yourself leave before it's actually over? Very true that you're in your body, but your mind, your soul, and your heart are a million miles away from you. I have been in this position. I know what this is all about. What we don't do is, we don't do an intentional closure. We don't allow ourselves, we don't allow our mind and body to accept what has happened, to understand our lessons and embrace the endings. Out of fear, we rush and hurry and move on to another relationship, another job, before we can actually honor the lessons of this relationship, which means chaotic beginnings. How do you really end something matters the most than the experience itself. Think about the last time you ended a relationship, a project, a job. What was it like? Did you rush into another job or relationship, or did you embrace the endings? Did you allow time and space, or how did the ending come? Did it catch you by surprise, or you were aware of it? Think about this. And now that we have understood that death is always generating more life, the right questions that you need to ask yourself right now, today, is that what in me needs to die that I am not able to allow? What in me needs to die so that I can generate more love? What am I hesitant to give birth to? What needs to live? If not now, then when? So, thank you so much, guys. I think it's time to wrap up, and do let me know in the comments box if you have any questions for me, and I'll be very happy to answer all of them. Stay connected, stay tuned for more such videos, and do let me know in the comments box if there are any suggestions that you guys want me to do videos on. All right, thank you. Stay safe and stay connected. Bye.